I mean, can I talk about drugs? The time I did a drug?
As far as the eye can see, all that I can be, the next time we get high.
Okay, what's up? My name is Jodi. I'm from Issaquah, Washington. This is where we're at. This is my neighborhood park, and I've been here since '05. I'm originally from the Bay Area. I'm only 19 though, so I've been here for a while. I play piano. I'm a singer. I specialize in jazz music. I dibble dabble in rap because I love rap music. So I'm gonna keep doing both, and eventually there'll be a fusion. We'll see, maybe on my first album. But my first project is gonna be a Christmas EP, 4 classic Christmas songs, all live instruments, all that. So I'm excited about that. I like to smoke weed. I've been smoking weed often, like all day, every day. But I like to, even more so now, and I like to drink throughout the day too sometimes, because I'm getting over, I had a little bit of some drug problems, you know, going through high school and coming out of high school. I wouldn't even say hanging around with the wrong people, just kind of trying to get out of my own head. I spent a lot of time alone and high, but that was not productive. Like I feel the best now than I ever have, just doing music and shit and being having a clear head. You know what I'm saying? This is my first tattoo. It's covering up some scars. I've been dealing with mental health issues probably my entire existence, but probably being Issaquah is a nice place, and I have a nice house, nice family, but there's not shit out here. Like, as soon as I got my license, I booked it to Seattle, started dating niggas, because there's no niggas out here, so it's you feel kind of alone, can't really relate to anybody in school. That was probably a big trigger for me growing up. But music, of course, and then it turned into other things, drugs, boys, which is always an escape for me.
Look in my eyes, tell me your truth, baby, get comfortable, just let it go, and I will hold your secrets in my soul. Trust me, how lucky we are.
Some artists or whatever, I'm open about psychedelics, okay? I'm open about it because of what it is. It's not the same as popping a fucking Xan or whatever the fuck else, or popping a Molly or whatever. It's a very unique experience. It's I watched a TED Talk once, and your brain, when it's sober, there's like compartments or whatever, like with the connection. So like visual shit has its own space, all the things that have to do with your hearing, it has its own space, it doesn't connect. But with LSD, it allows your brain to have connections all across the board. Your mind is just opened. It's absolutely insane. I think I did it the first time when I was 16 or 17. I already got caught with my parents, so I don't care about talking about it online, okay? So I got caught a few weeks ago, actually. But 16 or 17, at the crib, just kind of set up a nice little thing. I had my little pictures on the wall, But really, I seen it, I don't know how I was introduced to it, but I remember watching like a bunch of YouTube videos about the science behind it and people talking about their experiences and things like that. So I was like, after that I was hooked. I had to try it. That's just how I am. And I had done it I did it twice before, and then on the third time was really my life-altering experience, I would say. I already talked about how I struggled with, I'm always working on my mental health. I'm always, I got a temper, I have really bad anxiety or whatever, but it's not, I guess I would say I had a harder time before this experience. I remember I was with I have a twin sister, and I was with her and this one other girl that we weren't super close with, so the vibe, and my sister got super scared. She was down to take it, and then after she took it, she just started bugging out, like then that freaked me out, because that's my girl, so I was just like so worried. Like, we just ended up having, the beginning of the trip was considered, I guess, bad. It was just bad vibes. Your stomach just feels really queasy. You're in a loop. You can't get out of this negative loop. And I remember just I also had a hard time being around my sister when we were both on LSD. It was kind of like, I kind of had this moment where I realized I compare myself to her a lot. She's like the normal version of me or whatever, kind of beating myself up about it. I was like, okay, I got to get out of this. I can't, I don't want to be feeling this way anymore. And I remember just going to my piano, and, when I'm sober, playing piano always makes me feel good. So I'm like, that's just what I have to do. And I had written a song in class a couple of weeks before, and the lyrics were, this world is mine, and I was talking about how I could say goodbye to loneliness in time, and that meant a lot to me. Well, at the time I was just writing it. It didn't really mean much, but I remember I played it for myself on LSD, and it was just, I broke down. I've never cried so hard in my life, like not of sadness. I experienced like pure joy at the sound of my voice, the music. I just realized that the talent that I possess, and just all of that just means so much more than, what I look like, or, I remember growing up, I didn't feel good about the way that I looked. Being thick wasn't always in style, okay? Like, bitches wanted to be skinny before, probably like 2015, like shit, like niggas used to make fun of me for my butt and stuff, like, so that shit wasn't always fly. So I just remember feeling like overweight, and like I said, being out in Issaquah, just kind of insecure about my hair, just things like, just little shit. And after that day, I swear I have not thought about, because of that, just in that moment, it was like I fell in love with, who I really am. And I learned that, your body is not who you are. It's so much more. I remember I had a moment where I couldn't remember what I looked like. Like, I was sitting there for like 5 minutes. I could not think of my face. And it was scary at first, and then it was awesome a moment later, because of that realization. Like, it doesn't matter what I look like. Jodi is awesome because of the way that I treat people, because of how hard I've worked to get good at my craft. And like I said, I'm going to start showing everybody more piano and my vocals and things like that. But that's what matters, really. Like, the impact. What are people going to say about you? Not just like when you're not in the room, but when you're fucking dead and gone. Like, I want to, like, it's deeper than like this rap shit or this music shit in general. Like, so yeah, I just know, after all my experiences, I just know that music's the way to go for me.